Welcome to Talmudic Treasures. Today we're learning in Nedarim page 48, which discusses a situation where a father sadly observes that his son is a thief. More specific, he steals bundles of flax, and because of this, he wants to make a vow that he should have absolutely no connection to any of his possessions. And this would even include, after this man would die, that he does not want his son, to have anything. After all, he's someone that doesn't value money. He steals from other people, and therefore he doesn't feel that he's deserving of any of the blessings that he had in his life. And then he was approached and said, well, what would happen if your grandson, namely this boy, who is certainly not a good kid, imagine that one day he has a child, and that child ends up being what's called a Summa Rabbanon, a scholar, someone who observes Torah, someone who is an upstanding citizen. So in that situation, you probably would want the money to go to him. And on this, the Talmud wonders, are you able to have your son acquire something? Not that it's actually his, but that he should acquire the item on the behalf of his son. In other words, for your grandson. Is a person able to acquire something, but legally it's not theirs because the father doesn't want this child to have anything, but can this child acquire it just so that his son, who will become righteous, can acquire it? Or do we say it doesn't work? When a person acquires it, you own it, and therefore that's not something which that man would want. So in this, the Talmud discusses exactly what the law is, whether or not we say this is acceptable. When it comes to the laws of Nedarim, which is what we're studying, vows, we go more strict. And because of that, we say that even if normally it would work, that a person could acquire something on someone else's behalf, we will not allow it when it comes to the laws of Nedarim, of vows. But we see from here the very sad reality that we certainly want our child to be able to receive, after 120 years, the blessings that we received. However, the sting, the pain of having a child who is corrupt, someone who is a ganav, who steals, that's something in which the father would not want. But there's always the hopes of the following generation. Perhaps the grandson, maybe will skip this generation, that my son didn't turn out to be okay, but maybe his son will be okay. And that is someone that you want to be able to give your money to, because you know that when you give money to someone who is a Summa Rabbanon, someone who is a good person, a giving person, so you know that your money is now in good hands. So much so that the question of giving it to your son just so that your grandson should be able to have it, but not that your son should ever have a penny of it. How careful we have to be, because we often find a lot of times that you have someone that wants money, and by you giving them money, it actually could hurt them. You could be enabling them. They're not able to be independent and grow, and they may use it for the incorrect things. Money could be quite dangerous in the hands of someone who is corrupt, someone who is sinful and wrong. However, on the other hand, to give it to someone who is righteous, to give it to someone who has the ability to be able to do so much good, that's something that we would always want to do.